Cosmic Professional Gladiator. Author. I Eat Tomatoes. Subscribe to the Moon Policy YouTube channel. Translator. Moon Policy Editor. Moon Policy. Chapter 3. Xu Jingming and Li Miaomiao 1. Who did I offend? Xu Jingming asked. Fang Xinglong looked at Xu Jingming and gave a name, Cheng Zihao. Xu Jingming immediately understood what was happening and asked calmly, Senior brother, did he talk to you? Yes. Fang Xinglong nodded. Xu Jingming nodded. I did cross him. You're a professional martial artist. You joined the provincial team in high school and then the national team. You've been in the professional martial arts circle for so many years. How did you cross Cheng Zihao? Fang Xinglong found it incomprehensible since both parties weren't in the same circles at all. Xu Jingming smiled. Life is full of endless possibilities. Cut the smiling act. Fang Xinglong was a little worried. Can't you resolve your conflict with him? No. Xu Jingming shook his head. Fang Xinglong put out the cigarette in his hand and glanced at his junior brother. Jingming, that's Cheng Zihao. If you offend him, you'll suffer a ban on the internet. I know. It's the Cheng family. Xu Jingming sighed with emotion. The Cheng family controls the Tiger Shark Group, a company with a market capitalization of more than 5 trillion. It's one of the top 3 internet companies, and it's indeed scary. The Cheng family was one of the top 10 richest families in China. Their family wealth exceeded 500 billion. The #1 live streaming platform in China, Tiger Shark, was established more than 60 years ago by a legendary figure of the Cheng family, Cheng Yunshou. The Tiger Shark Group hadn't declined after 6 decades and had instead grown stronger. It had grown into an internet giant conglomerate with Tiger Shark platform as its core business. It had its hands in e-commerce, music, gaming, and many other industries. Of Tiger Shark Group's market capitalization that exceeded 5 trillion, the founders, the Cheng family, had 8.2% of the outstanding shares. Furthermore, they had more than 50% of the voting rights, allowing them to have a firm grasp of Tiger Shark Group. The Tiger Shark Group had been under the control of its founder, Cheng Yunshou, for 30 years. After his death, it was managed by his only son, Cheng Liwei. Cheng Zihao was Cheng Liwei's son, aged 32. On the internet, the Tiger Shark Group is one of the top 3 megacorporations. It is also the #1 live stream platform. As a martial artist, you have no idea how terrifying its influence is. Fang Xinglong looked at his junior brother anxiously. Of course, I know, Xu Jingming said with a smile. After being banned, I won't be able to carry out any commercial activities, and I won't receive any publicity on the internet. My fame will also evaporate quickly. For martial artists, fame was very important. The more famous one was, the higher the income. In terms of results at martial arts competitions, although Xu Jingming was quite strong, he was only considered a C-lister among the top martial artists in the history of China. His master, Lu Hai, who was legendary, was considered an A-lister. After all, he had been in the top 3 for 5 consecutive tournaments while in his 40s and had even been the world's #1. There were 3 A-listers, and each of them was a legend. Their appearance fee for a match between titans was over 100 million, and the cumulative income from their careers was even more terrifying. Historical top players, B-listers, either had been in the top 3 globally or were those that had retired after scraping first place. They were often mentioned by people. The appearance fee for matches between greats was usually over 10 million. Xu Jingming had made it into the World Martial Arts Tournament twice, placing in the top 16 once and the top 8 once. The highest appearance fee was only 1.5 million, and his highest income was still the prize money for entering the World Martial Arts Tournament's top 8. After working hard for so many years, he had only accumulated a balance of about 8 digits. Income was a proxy for strength and status. In terms of results, he was a C-lister in China. In terms of fame, his fame would rapidly vanish once he was banned on the internet. Gladiators also need to put food on the table. Sometimes, it's better to compromise, Fang Xinglong persuaded. Senior brother, Xu Jingming said seriously, you know that there are some things where a compromise is impossible. Fang Xinglong was taken aback, but he nodded slightly and said worriedly, banning you is a small matter. I'm afraid Cheng Zihao will come after you. Xu Jingming smiled and said, At most, I'll go back to my hometown, Mingyu City. In Mingyu City, there are over 1,000 disciples from the Eight Extremities sect and the Poking Foot sect. Let's see how he's going to make trouble for me. Besides, there are surveillance cameras everywhere in this modern-day society. What can he do? Then, what do you plan on doing back in Mingyu City? Fang Xinglong asked. If I open a center and do some high-end private teaching, I won't starve, Xu Jingming said. I'm the spear demon after all. I rely on my skills to make a living, I won't starve anywhere. Fang Xinglong shook his head. In a second-tier city like Mingyu City, it's already good enough that you can earn $1 million a year. I've earned a lot over the years, so there's plenty of interest and dividend income, Xu Jingming said. Senior brother, don't worry about me. Xu Jingming was mentally prepared after falling out with Cheng Zihao. He would just earn less. He had been influenced by his father since he was a child and had become a disciple of the Eight Extremities sect and Poking Foot sect, two great traditional martial arts schools in Mingyu City. Ever since the World Martial Arts Tournament became the world's largest martial arts tournament, the traditional martial arts schools in the country regained their former fame. All kinds of weapons and fighting techniques gained a new lease of life. In modern society, it was fine for people to join several sects as disciples. Xu Jingming's father was a martial arts blogger when he was young. He traveled the world and visited all the martial arts schools in the world. He had joined more than 10 martial arts schools domestically and had even inherited the teachings of the Eight Extremities lineage. After settling down in Mingyu City, he even founded the Eight Extremities sect in Mingyu City. There were many martial arts schools all over the country in modern society. Eight Extremities sect, which had an unbroken heritage, had hundreds around the country. Xu Jingming was the heir of Mingyu City's Eight Extremities sect, and he was also the disciple of Mingyu City's Poking Foot sect's sect master. He could open a martial arts school and accept disciples or do some private tutoring to earn a living. Perhaps it'll be more suitable for me to go back to my hometown and focus on practicing my spearmanship. If I can attain a higher level, I can make a comeback and become the world's #1, Xu Jingming thought. He had never given up on his dream of becoming world champion. His master, Lu Hai, had entered the World Martial Arts Tournament 5 times in a row even though he was in his 40s, and he eventually managed to become the world's #1. He was only 29 this year, so how could he give up? If he became world champion, the prize money for coming in first would be 500 million. He would also attract the attention of the entire world. The official media would cover him, and it wasn't something Cheng Zihao could dismiss. As for now, he was a retired professional gladiator. There was nothing he could do about being banned without achievements to speak of. Senior brother, what did Cheng Zihao say to you? Xu Jingming looked at Fang Xinglong. Cheng Zihao asked someone to pass on a message to me, asking me to fire you. Fang Xinglong was ashamed. Jingming, you know that I sell alcohol. Some of the sales channels are on Tiger Shark Group's live streaming and e-commerce platforms. Moreover, a lot of publicity has to be done through the Tiger Shark Group. Although I feel aggrieved, I can't afford to offend Cheng Zihao. After all, the company doesn't belong to me alone. Senior brother, I know your predicament. Xu Jingming nodded. He relied on his skills to make a living. With his skills as one of the top spearmen in the world in the past 3 decades, he wasn't afraid of starving. It was just a matter of having more or less to eat. However, Fang Xinglong was a businessman, and the alcohol company was the foundation of his business career. His options were limited in the face of the Tiger Shark Group. I'll leave after the training for the provincial team ends, Xu Jingming said. Fang Xinglong was a little tired. Can you tell me about your conflict with Cheng Zihao? I don't want to say. Xu Jingming shook his head. I can only say that he's crazy. Crazy. Fang Xinglong fell into thought as he nodded slightly. All right, I won't say anything more. I'm sorry for letting you down. It's not on you, but me. Xu Jingming knew Fang Xinglong very well. He was straightforward and sincere, and his character was unquestionable. Otherwise, he wouldn't have accepted Fang Xinglong's invitation to be the head of this center. Senior brother, I'm scheduled to have a meal with Chongyuan, so I'll make a move first. We can talk over the phone, Xu Jingming said with a smile and left. Fang Xinglong stood still and watched Xu Jingming leave. Cheng Zihao, Fang Xinglong whispered to himself. He did business and became a billionaire at the age of 40, so he was very proud of himself. He loved martial arts, weapons, and combat. For his hobby, he had spent a lot of money to build the Cosmos Center. How could he not be angry at Cheng Zihao's request to fire his junior brother? I can't afford to offend him, Fang Xinglong muttered silently and held his breath. He needed to know when to quit, a lesson he learned from his years in the business world. It was just that with his current status, it was rare for him to feel so aggrieved. Cheng Zihao, if you don't follow the rules and play dirty, you will stumble one day, Fang Xinglong thought to himself. Fang Xinglong was also thinking about how he could help his junior brother. He had less than 10 friends that he thought highly of, and Xu Jingming was one of them. Naturally, he didn't want to see his junior brother suffer so much. Under the hazy night, Xu Jingming pushed open the door and entered a terrace villa in the eastern suburbs of Binhai City. In the bedroom, a slender woman in pajamas was slumped against the backrest and wore a pair of rather large glasses. She held a controller in each hand. Jingming, wait for me to finish this game. The girl in pajamas had a pair of spirited eyes. Her glasses were virtual glasses that had immersion mode and reality mode. Reality mode lowered the opacity of the game's imagery, allowing one to see the outside world. Meow meow, you need to exercise more. It's not good for your body to lie down all day, Xu Jingming said. Alright, got it, the woman in pajamas answered casually, her hands moving non-stop. Xu Jingming felt helpless. This woman in pajamas was his girlfriend, Li Meow Meow. Chapter 4. Xu Jingming and Li Meow Meow 2. Translator. C.K. Dallin. Xu Jingming left the bedroom and walked to the basement. The basement was more than 100 square meters, and there were 3 spears placed against the wall. Xu Jingming casually picked one up. The spear was silver gray in color and was 2.56 meters long. The speared IP also had a cushioning layer. Although he was very relaxed and casual when he was chatting with senior brother Fang as well as during dinner with his good friend, Lu Chongyuan, Xu Jingming felt a fire burning in his heart. White, activate training monitoring, Xu Jingming said. Copy that. Lights lit up in the basement as the cameras started to turn on. Xu Jingming produced a vibrating sound when he pulled the spear with both hands. Xu Jingming's way of holding the spear was reversed. Traditional spear users usually held the end of the spear with their right hand and the middle of the spear with their left, but Xu Jingming did the opposite. As he advanced swiftly, he exerted his strength and thrust his spear forward. Hoo, 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 the spear shot out like arrows, like 7 or 8 arrows that were about to pierce through all the enemies in front of them. Every spear tore through the air with a sharp whistle. Data appeared on the wall. 18.2 meters per second, 18.6 meters per second, 17.9 meters per second, 18.1 meters per second. It accurately produced the maximum speed of each thrust. Boom! The spear in Xu Jingming's hand suddenly stabbed forward. There was an ear-piercing explosion, and the spear became a blur. The projection on the wall displayed 25.3 meters per second. Xu Jingming's most famous move, shadowless thrust. Everyone in the industry knew how terrifying the speed of such a strike was. When it came to melee combat, even the world's top experts wouldn't be able to withstand it. Xu Jingming took 2 steps and arrived beside a heavy sandbag. He then rotated his waist like a huge spinning gear and transferred all of his strength into his arms, sweeping the long spear across the sandbag. The sandbag weighing 300 kilograms was suspended from the track above. It was a specially customized overweight sandbag. Bang! A low rumble sounded. The projection on the wall displayed 625 kilogram. It was precisely this terrifying force of over 500 kilograms that sent those provincial team members' spears flying with just a touch. Xu Jingming moved as he unleashed his spear at the heavy sandbag. Every time he swung and struck, a deep and mighty sound would erupt. The 300 kilogram sandbag kept shaking from the impact, and the projection on the wall kept updating. 656 kilograms, 689 kilograms, 630 kilograms. Suddenly, he stopped. Xu Jingming suddenly took a step forward, his entire body akin to a cannonball. His spear seemed to be one with his entire body, the tip of the cannonball that crashed into the sandbag. Bam! The heavy sandbag was blasted to the other end of the suspension and flew up high. A number appeared on the wall, 1138 kilogram. Xu Jingming's other ultimate move, mountain shattering. Xu Jingming had received his father's guidance since he was a child. He had learned the 8 extremities, poking foot, and the 6 directions spear. In modern society, the martial arts schools also drew upon the essence of each other. Many schools created training methods that employed the concepts of applying force in different ways. When he was 20 years old, Xu Jingming's right leg was broken by his opponent's shield during the World Martial Arts Tournament. After that, he focused on theorycrafting his spearmanship while recuperating. Xu Jingming studied physics in university and dissected traditional martial arts techniques from a physical point of view. He always believed that all forms of force delivery were in line with science. The bones, joints, and muscles of the body were also levers, bearings, and power sources. Thanks to his deep foundation built from a young age, he had a deeper understanding of how to exert force from a physical point of view. He constantly tried to adjust the technique of force delivery. Finally, with the traditional 1-inch punch as a foundation, he created shadowless thrust. He had also used the force delivery technique in 8 extremities Iron Mountain to create mountain shattering. Moreover, the other techniques of his spear art had also improved to a certain extent. Blocking, grabbing, breaking, hacking, sweeping, Xu Jingming's strength could be increased by a huge margin from a seemingly casual application of force delivery. With this spear art, even though Xu Jingming's movement suffered from his leg injury, he still managed to enter the top 8 at the following year's World Martial Arts Tournament during his comeback at 25 years of age. The importance of footwork could be said to be half of the actual combat experience. Xu Jingming's footwork had major flaws, yet he was able to make it into the top 8. This was testimony of his terrifying spearmanship. He had also been ranked by the World Martial Arts Alliance as one of the top 10 spearmen in the past 30 years, earning him the title of Spear Demon. But during that competition, Xu Jingming realized that having a wounded leg made it impossible for him to become world number 1 unless there was a qualitative change in his spearmanship. Also, his participation in more competitions would only serve to aggravate his injuries. Hence, he announced his retirement after that competition. Professional gladiators were at their prime at the age of 26, but Xu Jingming retired with injuries. In the basement, Xu Jingming's face was covered in sweat. He walked to the wall and gently placed the spear down. Looking at the 3 training spears in front of him, Xu Jingming fell silent. So what if he was good with spears? In modern society, martial arts fighting was just a sport. Facing Chang Zihao's coercion, he could only endure it. There was no other way. Jingming, the pajamas-wearing Li Miao walked down the stairs and looked at her sweaty boyfriend. What's wrong? Normally, Xu Jingming rested when he returned after a day of training at the center. He rarely practiced his spear. Moreover, as she looked at the back of her boyfriend, who was standing by the wall, she could faintly sense his bad mood. I'll tell you when we get upstairs. Xu Jingming turned off the lights and brought Li Miao to the living room on the first floor. In the living room, 5, bring me 2 bottles of juice, Xu Jingming said as he and Li Miao sat on the sofa. The latter asked, Jingming, what happened? At this moment, a female robot came to Xu Jingming and Li Miao's side with a bottle of fruit juice in each hand. She handed the juice to the 2 of them. 5 was very familiar with the juice that her master and mistress often drank. 5 was a butler robot. She could do housework, cook meals, chat with others, be a bodyguard. She was capable in every aspect and had reached level 3 intelligence. The price of such a smart bot was comparable to a luxurious sports car. Spill it. Li Miao poked Xu Jingming's shoulder while drinking. As you expected, Cheng Zihao has followed up and forced me to lose my job. Xu Jingming shook his head and said, he's insane, he has no bottom line. Forget it. I only joined the center thanks to senior brother's invitation. With my spearmanship, I can make a living anywhere. Calm down. Li Miao hugged her boyfriend's arm and comforted him. It's not worth getting angry over a scumbag. Xu Jingming looked at his girlfriend and nodded. His girlfriend, Li Miao, was a talented singer. She didn't sign with a company, nor did she have a manager. She attended Beinheim Music Academy for university. During her university days, she did her first live stream on the internet, and a song that she had composed herself, Pearwood, went viral on the internet. Her voice was very clean, and her songs had a special, magical power that soothed the soul. During her university days, she wrote more than 30 songs. Just based on the number of downloads, she earned tens of millions. She was one of the special few in the music industry. She didn't participate in any variety shows and didn't have a company or a manager. She would live stream her singing once a month and would occasionally post some videos. Other than singing videos, she streamed video games. Her favorite game was Pugilist OL. In the game, she was a high-level feline swordswoman. There were many professional gladiators who played Pugilist OL. Xu Jingming occasionally played and got to know Li Meow Meow's Smurf account. Li Meow Meow had never seen a player use the spear that well, so she immediately added Xu Jingming as a friend and used various methods to pull him into a team. Through the game, Xu Jingming's heart was stirred by this feline swordswoman, and the two gradually got together. Cheng Zihao is a scumbag. Li Meow Meow hugged her boyfriend's arm and said, "He claims to be celibate, yet he has so many girlfriends. How can I be interested in him? If I wanted fame and fortune, I wouldn't be live streaming only once a month." Although they had never met in real life, Cheng Zihao chased after Li Meow Meow relentlessly. Despite knowing that the latter had a boyfriend and that she was getting married, Cheng Zihao didn't stop. Xu Jingming sighed with emotion. "Meow Meow, you're quite straightforward. You blocked him and even changed platforms to open an account on another live streaming platform, Microcosm." "I only broadcast once a month," Li Meow Meow said with a smile. "I can still slowly accumulate fans even if I switch platforms. Microcosm's platform also has nearly half Tiger Shark's traffic. It's not bad. I think you're the only one who doesn't mind switching accounts after taking years to accumulate millions of fans," Xu Jingming said. "I earn money from my royalties. As for live broadcasts, I'll leave it up to fate." Li Meow Meow drank her fruit juice and said, "Life is all about happiness after all. If I'm unhappy, I'll just switch platforms." Xu Jingming was quite touched. Faced with threats and alluring promises, Li Meow Meow didn't hesitate to block the other party and change platforms. "Actually, our income is high enough. We don't have to tire ourselves out," Li Meow Meow comforted her boyfriend. "Yeah," Xu Jingming nodded. The two of them had already talked about blocking Cheng Zihao's contact details. After all, out of sight, out of mind. "Are you planning to return to Mingyu City?" Li Meow Meow asked. "Yeah, it's easy to open a center and do high-end private tutoring in Mingyu City," Xu Jingming said. "Are you planning on returning with me? We'll be registering our marriage on New Year's Day, so you should go back early to meet your parents-in-law." Xu Jingming and Li Meow Meow had a good relationship. They both agreed to register their marriage on New Year's Day, a special date that meant they would be one this one life. Their parents had also met and given their blessings. "Let's go back to Mingyu City. It will be permanent." Li Meow Meow looked around the living room. "Many things here have to be moved over too. I also have to bid farewell to my friends in Binhai City. I've been here since university. It's been so many years. I really can't bear to leave so suddenly." "If you really can't bear to," Xu Jingming said, "let's go back. I want to go home too." Li Meow Meow smiled faintly. "My parents and grandparents are all in Mingyu City. I want to go back too." They were indeed fated. They met in-game, and both hailed from Mingyu City. "Head back first and clean up the house in Mingyu City. Get everything ready," Li Meow Meow said. "I have to bid farewell to my friends. I also have to make arrangements for my assistant." She had hired 2 assistants, who were in charge of her commercial matters. Her 2 assistants had to follow her to Mingyu City, so she had to make arrangements to relocate them. "Okay," Xu Jingming nodded. The house he bought had been left empty for several years, but his parents often brought robots over to clean it. "Go take a shower first. You reek of alcohol and sweat. Didn't I tell you not to drink?" Li Meow Meow said angrily. "Bear came. We haven't seen each other for more than a year, and I only drank some beer," Xu Jingming said immediately. "I'll go take a shower." Then, he immediately ran out of the living room. Li Meow Meow sat on the sofa and thought about her life in Mingyu City with Xu Jingming. She felt very happy. Beep. An image appeared in front of Li Meow Meow. It was a middle-aged man and woman. "Dad, Mom," Li Meow Meow greeted happily. "Have you had dinner?" "We've already eaten. The middle-aged man said, "Meow meow, your uncle came to our house tonight." "Uncle, hasn't he not visited in years? He didn't come when we invited relatives over in the year I attended university." Li Meow Meow was puzzled. Her uncle's wife had an important figure on her side of the family. After her uncle's family managed to cozy up to the important figure, they managed to become a tycoon after years of work. They had more than $1 billion in assets. Her uncle and his wife looked down on the poor relatives of the Li family and rarely interacted with them. Would he visit for no reason? He came because of you. Mrs. Li scoffed. Me. Li Meow Meow was puzzled. He wants you to be the girlfriend of the Cheng family's scion, Cheng Zihao. He came to our house to persuade the two of us, Mrs. Li said angrily. If this shameless old man wants to get rich from selling daughters, he should sell his own daughter. He wants my daughter to jump into the fire. Cheng Zihao is a playboy. He has said many times in variety shows that he doesn't want to marry. How can a playboy like him be worthy of my daughter? Mr. Li added, your mother and I scolded your uncle until he left. That Cheng Zihao is a profligate, nothing like little Xu. Your mother and I support you. Thanks, Dad. Thanks, Mom. Li Meow Meow smiled. Her parents were determined to support her, so she no longer had many worries. Meow Meow, your future husband is the one who will be by your side the longest, not us. Mr. Li looked at his daughter. Your mother and I are old, so you have to choose a good husband. A woman's marriage is like a second reincarnation. The ancients have a saying. The worst thing for a woman is to get married to the wrong man. Little Xu is an honest martial arts practitioner. Even after his retirement, he still spends most of his time practicing martial arts. I'm still quite a good judge of character. Yes, Li Meow Meow nodded. After chatting for some time, Li Meow Meow ended the video call with her parents. On the other end of the video call, Mr. and Mrs. Li sat in the living room. Honey, you have to take care of Meow Meow in the future, Mr. Li said. Chanan, are you really going to hide your illness from Meow Meow? Mrs. Li's eyes turned red. Mr. Li shook his head and said, you know that this is a terminal illness. Even if I use all kinds of medical treatments, I will only be able to live an additional 1 or 2 years, and it will be miserable. Undergoing conservative treatment and leading a happy life still allows me to live for a year or so. That's enough. I just want my daughter to get married happily and not let them worry about me at such a time. When they get married and I can no longer keep my illness under wraps, I will tell them about it in my final month. It's useless to tell her now. It will only add to our daughter's troubles. Mr. Li chuckled. In life, the fewer troubles a person has, the better. The happier the days, the better. I just hope my daughter can have more happy days. You lead your entire life always having others in mind, Mrs. Li said with reddened eyes. Didn't I just scold my brother today? Did you see his face? I can't believe I dared to give him a piece of my mind. Mr. Li laughed. The closer he was to death, the clearer he saw things. Life was just like that. The most important thing was to be happy.